You spend an hour with them and feel like you need a week to recover. They're not doing anything obviously wrong. They're not yelling or being cruel. But somehow, after every interaction, you're exhausted. Your energy is gone. Your mood is lower. You feel heavy in a way you can't quite explain. But because of how their nervous systems and behavioral patterns interact with yours. And learning to recognize them isn't selfish. It's essential for your mental health and well-being. First, the chronic complainer. This isn't someone having a bad day or going through a rough patch. We all do that. This is someone who's made complaining. Research by Dr. Trevor Blake, a neuroscientist, found something disturbing. Exposure to 30 minutes of complaining daily physically damages the hippocampus, the brain region responsible for problem-solving and cognitive function. When you're around chronic complainers, you're literally being exposed to cognitive toxicity. Here's the pattern psychologists identify. They find the negative angle. They circle back to complaining. Dr. Robert Biswas-Diener's research on negative affect shows that chronic complainers create what he calls negativity spirals. They pull your attention to problems, triggering your own stress response, which then feeds their need to complain more. The danger isn't just the negativity, it's the learned helplessness they spread. Studies show that prolonged exposure to complaint without action teaches your brain that problems are unsolvable. You start seeing obstacles everywhere. And before you realize it, you're complaining too, stuck in their cycle of negativity without action. Energy flows toward solutions. Complaining without seeking solutions is just an energy drain with no purpose except to pull you down with them. Second, the emotional dumper. These are people who use you as an unpaid, unlicensed therapist, except they're not actually seeking healing. They're seeking release, and you're the toilet. Dr. Susan Silk and Barry Goldman created the ring theory for emotional support. Comfort in, dump out. Meaning you support people closer to the crisis, you vent to people further away. Emotional dumpers violate this completely. They dump in, always. Here's what makes this draining. There's no reciprocity, no boundaries, no improvement. They call in crisis, you drop everything. They unload their trauma, their drama, their problems. You give emotional labor, support, advice. Then they disappear until the next crisis. And crucially, nothing changes. The same problems repeat. The same patterns continue. Because they're not actually processing or working on anything. They're just releasing emotional pressure using you as the release valve. Research by Dr. Emma Seppälä on emotional contagion shows that emotions transfer between people. But this isn't natural empathy, it's extraction. They're offloading their emotional burden onto you so they feel lighter while you feel heavier. You're not helping them, you're just holding their pain for them. And the exhaustion you feel afterward? That's your nervous system trying to process emotions that aren't even yours. You're carrying their emotional weight while they walk away, unburdened until the next time they need to dump. Third, the crisis addict. There's always something. Always an emergency, a drama, a catastrophe that requires immediate attention. Psychologist Dr. Berne identified this pattern in transactional analysis. Some people are addicted to the neurochemical cocktail that crisis produces. Adrenaline, cortisol, intensity. Crisis becomes their normal state and calm feels wrong to their nervous system. Dr. Karla McLaren's research on emotional intensity shows that crisis addicts have dysregulated nervous systems. They've trained their bodies to expect constant high arousal. When things are calm, they unconsciously create drama to return to their baseline of chaos. And here's why this drains you. Their crises become your crises. Their emergencies demand your immediate response. Your nervous system gets hijacked by their constant intensity. What makes this particularly exhausting is that their crises often aren't real emergencies. They're exaggerated reactions to normal life events. A minor setback becomes a catastrophe. A small conflict becomes all-out war. Every situation is urgent, critical, life or death. And if you're empathetic, your system responds as if these are real emergencies. You're constantly in stress response, constantly reacting to their manufactured intensity. Meanwhile, they're getting their neurochemical hit from the drama, while you're getting cortisol poisoning from living in perpetual emergency mode around them. Fourth, the attention black hole. No matter how much attention you give, it's never enough. Dr. Elinor Greenberg's research on narcissistic traits identifies this as narcissistic supply. These people need constant attention, validation, and focus to maintain their sense of self. You are not a person to them. You're an attention-providing machine. And machines don't have needs. Here's the exhaustion pattern. Every conversation redirects to them. You share something within seconds, they've made it about themselves. You have a success, they either minimize it or tell you about their bigger success. You're going through something difficult, they have it worse. Psychologist Dr. Craig Malkin calls this conversational narcissism. And it's not just rude, it's energy extracting. Research shows that attention is a finite resource. When someone demands constant focus on themselves, they're depleting your cognitive and emotional reserves. And because they never reciprocate, never truly focus on you, never provide the same quality of attention they demand, the exchange is completely one-sided. You're giving a resource you can't replenish because they're not giving it back. Every interaction leaves you depleted while they feel seen, heard, validated. You're an energy source they're plugged into, constantly drawing without returning. Anything. Fifth, the perpetual victim. Everything happens to them. Never the problem, always the victim of circumstances, other people, bad luck, or cosmic unfairness. This is different from someone experiencing genuine hardship. This is an identity built on victimhood. Doctor. They want sympathy, not solutions. And they'll drain your energy trying to save them while resisting every attempt to help them save themselves. What makes this exhausting is the learned helplessness they spread you. Start absorbing their worldview that nothing can improve, that external forces control everything, that effort is pointless. Here's the trap. You try to help, they explain why your help won't work. You offer perspective, they show you why their situation is uniquely terrible. You suggest action, they list obstacles. You give emotional support, they need more, and more, and more. Because they're not seeking resolution, they're seeking validation for their victim identity. Research by Dr. Stephen Karpman shows this creates the drama triangle. They're the victim, you're the rescuer. And eventually, when you can't save them, you become their persecutor. The energy drain comes from the futility you're pouring effort into someone who subconsciously needs to remain stuck to maintain their identity. Here's what psychology is clear about. Your energy is not infinite. Your capacity to support others has limits. And people who consistently drain your energy without reciprocating, improving, or appreciating what you give, they're not relationships. They're energy parasites. Recognition is protection. You can care about someone from a distance. You can wish them well without making yourself available for the drain. Setting boundaries with energy vampires isn't mean it's necessary. Your energy is your life force. Protect it. Not everyone deserves access to it. And choosing yourself over toxic energy drains isn't selfish, it's survival.